From WFAA, this is Good Morning Texas. Game on. Olympic volleyball gold medalists Todd Rogers and Phil Dalhouser are here. Then, culture, cuisine, and cowboys. Fall fun for the entire family in Fort Worth.
Well, earlier this week, I met up with Dr. Scott Ransom, who's the president of the University of North Texas Health Science Center in Fort Worth, to learn about the center's home in the Cultural District and to find out how art meets science there. Well, we are here on the campus of the University of North Texas Health Science Center. Dr. Ransom, I know you've been a big part of the Fort Worth Cultural District. They are literally raising the profile of this part of town. Tell me about your new building.
Well, our new building is a very exciting time for the Health Science Center. This is a 113,000 square foot building that's going to be 5 stories big. We're going to have 2 large 250-person auditoriums to support our growing medical school class to 250 students per class. We have a large simulation unit that's going to support 23,000 square feet to support clinical teaching and clinical education for our medical students and residents and other students, and also a site for our physical therapy program. So we have a lot of exciting things going on at the new building, and I believe this is going to make the Cultural District all that much more special.
Well, you talked about that, what's going on inside the building, but you guys have been a part of the Fort Worth Cultural District for over 40 years, or almost 40 years. What does it mean to be a part of this part of town?
Well, being the part of the Cultural District means everything to us. It really does blend the best of the art and science right here in Fort Worth, Texas. We have some of the greatest scientists and other researchers scientists and research work going on here at the Health Science Center right now. For example, we have the Human Identification Center that's one of the most fabulous centers in the country, where we have 3 centers that support the FBI and their CODIS database to support human remains and identification. We have other research in the area of aging and Alzheimer's disease. We do connect this to the Cultural District through things like the Eye for Detail program, where our medical students go over to the museums and look at different artwork to identify what diseases these people had when they were alive and well. So we are very blended with the Cultural District.
Directly connecting art and science here in the Cultural District. And I know you're sponsoring part of the event that's coming up we're going to hear more about later, but why did you decide to become a part of the design district?
Well, we are part of the Cultural District, and it's something that's very, very important to us here at the institution. We believe that it's important to be part of Fort Worth, part of the Cultural District, and really be in one. We're just try to be a great neighbor, and part of the growth plans that we have on our campus absolutely coincides very nicely with what the growth plans in the Cultural District, with the new Science Museum going up and the growth in the Kimball Museum and other things. We're part of that growth and excitement.
All right, Dr. Ransom, thanks for stopping by. Well, Kelly Campbell from the Fort Worth Convention and Visitors Bureau joins us with more information about what's going on in Fort Worth. But first, tell me about the new center downtown.
Well, everyone needs to start their visit in Fort Worth at our new visitor center called iFort Worth. And it's where people can go and get all kinds of information. And most of it is through high-tech devices. One of the coolest things we have is what we call Molly, named after our city's mascot. And it's a 47-inch screen that's interactive, much like an iPhone, where you can get all sorts of information from dining to your flight to weather. It's all right there.
All the information you need. Well, okay. Tell us what's happening this month in Fort Worth.
Well, September is a great time to come visit in Fort Worth. This weekend, you heard Jazz by the Boulevard is going on, but we also have Zest Fest happening.
Zest Fest, yeah. I love it.
It's at the Will Rogers Memorial Center, and it's celebration of all things hot and spicy in the culinary world. So really, you got to come check it out. There's chefs, demonstrations, and food samples.
Well, we're going to have some food samples right here on the show later, but I want to talk to a little bit more. I talked with Dr. Ransom earlier. He mentioned Day in the District that the UNT Health Science Center is sponsoring. Tell us what's going on there.
Day in the District is another great event that we're having in Fort Worth that's completely free, and it's in our Cultural District. 7 of the different museums and organizations there are opening their doors free to the public, and there'll be other kinds of festivities going on, different performances. It's all open and ready for everyone to come and visit.
Now, this picture right here we're showing is in one of the galleries right now. Tell me about the Michelangelo.
Well, this is very exciting. On that same day, September 26th, the Kimball will be bringing in for the first time their new acquisition, which is the first Michelangelo painting, and it will be on display, and it is part of the permanent collection, but it'll be the first time that people can see it.
It's one of only 4 in the world. Is that correct?
That's right, and the only one in the United States.
The only one in the United States, and it is going to live forever at the Kimball, part of the Fort Worth permanent collection, and you can see it as coming up on the 12th. Is that what you said?
On Day of the District, that's the first day it's